We're executing the isometric set. You have a slight bend in the elbows. Notice my shoulders are depressed. They're down, right? My shoulders are not shrugged into my ears. Shoulders are down the entire time. Welcome back to the MS Workouts channel. I'm Jeff Gott, and if you're like a lot of our clients, then reversing muscle atrophy is one of the top priorities in your life, and it really and truly should be. Muscle atrophy, let's face it, is a natural process of aging. We're gonna lose muscle as we age. Okay, we're going to become more brittle in our bones, right? Our minds are gonna become less sharp. It is the cycle of life. So, in this video, I want you to follow along with me as I perform 3 exercises that, when performed consistently and with enough intensity, will help you not only fight atrophy, but can actually reverse atrophy and give you back the function, strength, and injury resistance that you truly want. But before we get started, I want you to take a moment and consider joining the Steady Pace Membership Club. As a member, you will be sent weekly workouts to perform that you then personalize to your specific symptom, like foot drop, hip flexors, and many more. We host 2 live workout classes every single week, where you can get real-time feedback from a trainer about your form. In addition, me and the team go on Zoom every Tuesday for a members-only Q&A, where we field questions and host presentations about various topics to help our members get the most out of our program. So go to www.msworkouts.com to sign up and learn more about it. Let's execute the armchair push-up, a great upper body compound mover that, when you strengthen in this position, is going to help you reduce your fatigue, which is why we are here, right? So you're gonna follow me to the starting position. I'll have a clock. We are going to look to reach muscle failure between 60 to 90 seconds. Give your very best effort. When you cannot continue with continuous uninterrupted loading of the muscle, staying engaged, notate the time because you're gonna record it afterwards, and then just jump back in and continue to give your best effort. All right, let's do this. Going to the starting position, hands are going to be on the chair's arms. If you don't have arms for your chair, you're going to take your hands down to the outside of the seat itself. But I do recommend you finding a chair with arms because it's going to make it a little bit easier for you to execute. Starting position, follow me all the way up, pressing through heels of the hands. Shoulders are dropped, slight bend in the elbows. Clock is on. We're executing the isometric set. You have a slight bend in the elbows. Notice my shoulders are depressed. They're down, right? My shoulders are not shrugged into my ears. Shoulders are down the entire time. Keeping a slight bend in the elbows, but making sure the elbows are over the heel of the hand. You should be pushing to the heel of the hand. That allows the radius and ulna, the bones in the arm, to line up over that wrist, elbow over the top, and it makes it safer on your wrists. If you feel any discomfort into your wrists, you should adjust. You should not feel discomfort in your wrist. You can always add cushion underneath your hands if you need to as well. This is targeting the tricep, the back of the arm, the anterior deltoid, the front of the shoulder, and the pectoralis major minor, a little bit of your abdominals indirectly. Notice my rear end is not on the chair. It is up off of the chair. When I can no longer hold myself in this position, I'm going to notate the time, jump back in, continue to give my best effort. Remember, muscle failure is the goal. That's simply when you can no longer continue. But this exercise set, you should focus on continuous and uninterrupted time under tension the entire time, actively engaging. All right, we're in what we call the exhaust range, the final 30 seconds. We're getting ready to pass that 113 mark. You should feel a deep burn. Shake is natural. If you've reached muscle failure already, congratulations. If not, continue with your best effort. Think about trying to adduct the hands, squeeze handles towards the body. That allows you to engage at a higher level. No more than 5 seconds. 4 to reach failure. 3, 2, and completed. I completed the set. Recording your results, an essential aspect of the exercise process. You're going to write the exercise in the column that we have exercise, the time that you reached muscle failure successfully. When you could no longer continue with proper form and had to relax the muscle, that's the time you notate, you write here. If you completed the exercise, I did in that exercise, you're going to write 130 here. Under band color, that's the resistance that you used. You're gonna write BW for body weight. If you used a band, you would appropriately use that weight or that resistance in that area. Outcome, you're either going to circle a plus, the okay, or the minus. If you reached muscle failure successfully, way to go, circle okay. It means next time you use the same resistance. If you completed the exercise, not a bad thing because you're getting stronger, but you need to make sure you're reaching muscle failure. You want the intensity high. Don't leave anything to chance in this process. If you completed, circle the plus because it's time to increase the difficulty next time. Let's execute the steady pace dynamic leg extension targeting the quadricep. Now I'm seated in a chair. You're gonna ideally scoot all the way back into the chair. And really and truly, we want the chair's seat to come all the way into the back of the knee so that the entire femur is resting on the chair and there's no hip flexor involved. So this chair isn't quite ideal, but we're gonna rock with it. You also want it to be high enough so that your foot, when it comes down to what I would call the bottom turnaround, you are not hitting the floor, okay? So make sure your seat's raised up enough so that when the foot is underneath the knee, you're not hitting the floor. All right, we're gonna go to the starting position, which is the fully contracted position of the quadricep. So follow it up. Notice there's no resistance today, just my body weight. Stabilize hold. Is the MS Workout Steady Pace Club really worth the money? This is a question that we get a lot, and it's an important one for you to ask yourself. So let's talk about it. The average price of a membership at a big gym is anywhere between $40 to $70 per month, and that does not include personal training or even group classes. Depending on your insurance and where you live, an average session with a physical therapist costs anywhere between $50 to $175 per session. Each session is usually about an hour long with no time afterwards for questions. The average cost of a personal trainer in the US is anywhere between $40 to $80 per session, and that trainer may not have a clue what MS is or how to help you specifically manage it or reduce those symptoms. Now, let's compare those options to our Steady Pace membership club. The average membership of our Steady Pace club is only $39 per month, but here's what you're gonna get. Symptom-specific workout classes for foot drop, hip flexors, weak grip, balance, and much more on a weekly basis. Weekly live workout classes, that's what I said, live workout classes by our trainers so you can perfect your form and make sure the intensity and specificity is there to develop the results you're looking for. Weekly live Q&As where we have time to help you answer your questions. It's with myself and our team so we can connect directly and make sure you're dialed in. Support groups, so you can be uplifted when you're feeling down by individuals that are living with MS just like you. Stretch classes for when you're feeling tight and you need that active rest recovery in specific areas. Recovery classes like yoga and our proprietary movement drills that are gonna allow you to increase the oxygenated blood flow on a daily basis and not only maintain, but improve your health. Instant access to our MS Online Progress Journal, which is an awesome tool to help you track your progress in real time with charts and easy to use functions. And let me say for a second, it's not just about the price. We have delivered real results to thousands of people since we began in 2017. Clients like Larry, who retired his AFO. Others like Valerie, who is no longer relying on her walker. Nicole, for example, can now grocery shop on her own. All of these clients achieve their goals by strengthening their bodies and neuromuscular system through a science-based steady pace technique, and you can do the same. And initiate movement down. 4-7, clock is on. 7 seconds each direction, actively engaged. As I mentioned, we are working the quadricep. 1 to the bottom turnaround, now back up slowly. Now when I say actively engaged, it means flexed the entire time. We are exercising, not just moving. For 2, squeeze 1, heading back down. We're going past the 30-second mark with this next effort. Muscle failure is the goal. That means the point where you can no longer continue to move slowly all the way back through that original range of motion. As I'm heading up, I'm thinking about flexing. I'm not worried about hyperextending. I want to lock me and squeeze and then heading back down. We're going past the 45-second mark with this next 15 seconds or next effort. This is really good for increased mobility, strength of lower body, stability into the knee. You want to remind yourself why you are doing this exercise, because exercising is difficult. Why? Because it's progressively challenging. That's where the results come from. Next effort takes us past 60 seconds and into what we call the exhaust range. I know you're feeling uncomfortable at this point. You should be, because you're challenging yourself, feeling a deep burn in that quadricep. Squeezing at top. We're in the final 30 seconds. This next effort takes you past the 115 mark. Remind yourself, failure is the goal. Don't relax the muscle. We want to keep it engaged the entire time, and you want to take the muscle to momentary muscle failure. When you get to that point, you slowly disengage, notate the time, and then just jump back in and give your best effort for the remainder. We're in the final opportunity, final effort. This next one's taking us past the 130 mark. So this is my last chance right here to reach muscle failure. I'm getting a little bit of a shake, squeezing at top. Completed, right? I did not reach muscle failure, but I completed the set. Slowly easing out and disengage. Completed. I need to increase the difficulty next time. Congratulations, that was the leg extension dynamic. It is now time to record your results. Make sure you print off the PDF progress journal that you have access to in the description box. If you don't already have something, you're gonna record not only the resistance you used, but the time that you made it to. What I mean by that, the resistance, I just used body weight. You may be using a band. The resistance is the challenge. The time that you made it to is ideally whatever time you reach muscle failure on the clock. If you made it the entire 130, then you completed the exercise and it's time to increase the difficulty. Also, make sure that you execute this exercise on the left and the right side. Don't play favorites. It's important to have a strong body on both sides. We'll now execute the ankle eversion exercise to help reduce that foot drop. This is going to be an external rotation of the leg, really working the external rotators, a little bit of the anterior tibialis. I highly suggest you place either a sheet of paper underneath your foot, take your shoe off so it's just your sock. We want to reduce the friction of the bottom of your foot so that you're able to move through that range as efficiently as possible to let the muscle work. All right, you're going to follow me to the starting position. We're executing a dynamic technique set. The starting position is extended or externally rotated all the way out. Now, you take the range your body allows you to have. You may not be able to externally rotate as far as I did. That's perfectly fine if you can't go as far out from an external rotation standpoint as you can. Initiate movement in for 7. So clock is on. 7 seconds each direction is the ideal tempo. A half-second pause. We're working those external rotators or the eversion. You'll pause 1, heading back out. Give your best effort. The rotation should be at the heel. You should not be externally rotating your limb, lower limb, or your knee. It's just that ankle, right? Heading back across. Next effort's going to take us past 30 seconds. Muscle failure is the goal. On this exercise, that will be the point where you can no longer continue through that original full range without disengaging or relaxing. The second that you have to disengage or relax, or you start to lose the ability to go slowly through a full range, notate the time that's on the clock here on the screen. That allows you to be measured. Being measured in exercise is super important because it gives you the map to results. Squeeze, heading back the other way. We just passed that 45-second mark. Remind yourself why you're doing this, right? We want increased function. We want to decrease that foot drop, which it will happen by facilitating the neuromuscular engagement in the particular area, being consistent, applying a progressive overload. You will see results. I'm continuing to rock and roll. I'm fatiguing here. We're going past that 60-second mark already. Next effort's taking us past the 115 mark. We're in the exhaust range, final 30 seconds. Again, muscle failure is the goal, so be very intent on understanding when you can no longer move slowly through that full range. All right, final effort, going past the 130 mark with this effort here. So last opportunity to reach muscle failure. Think about rotating at the heel. Don't externally rotate the knee as far as you can, and completed, right? Slowly disengaging. It is that time. It is the time to record your results. Yes, we are sticklers about it because it's an important piece of the puzzle. So ankle eversion, make sure you write down the exercise. It was a dynamic set, so it's important to know what mode we executed. We're gonna write down the time that you made it to. So again, I completed the exercise. I'm writing down 130. What does that mean? It means I need to increase the difficulty. Hopefully you reached muscle failure. If you did, you're gonna notate what time was on the clock when you got to the point where you could not continue with proper form slow motion through a full range. Last but not least, we're gonna write the resistance that we used, which we used body weight today. If you completed the exercise like I did, leave me a comment in the comment box below so that we can engage you and talk about the next steps in increasing the difficulty, which is key in exercise, okay? So that we continue to prompt the best results in reducing this foot drop. Just a reminder, execute the exercises from this foot drop exercise session on both legs. Don't play favorites. It's important to have your entire body strong, whether it is the side that's affected or not. So execute these on the left side and the right side. Our YouTube channel is a great place to start gaining strength, but if you want to get serious about reducing your symptoms and getting results, then you need to be on a weekly structured strength training program with other individuals just like you. And that's exactly what we offer at MS Workouts through our membership. Click the link in the video or below the video to learn how our membership can help you achieve your goals. And while you're on the website, make sure you sign up for the no-cost 7-day strength camp so you can experience how we can help you do the things that you love to do with more confidence. See you all next week.